Are you worried about fibroids? Does anyone you know possibly have fibroids? Can you prevent fibroids? Learn everything about uterine fibroids. Go to freeoffibroids.com and free yourself of fibroids forever using a unique 3-step process.
Over half of all women will encounter uterine fibroid tumors at some point. The condition can be painful and could require medical treatment. But imagine this, doctors recently removed a 70-pound fibroid tumor from a woman's uterus. You heard me right, 70 pounds. Think about that for a moment. I want you to look at these photos. And if that isn't remarkable enough, we recreated the size of that fibroid here on stage. So you can imagine what it must be like to carry that around. But how, this is a 40-year-old. How is it possible for it not only to get that big, but to just to live with that?
Yeah.
I mean, you've never seen anything this big, right?
No. I mean, typically, if you have a fibroid the size of a grapefruit, we say that's large. So that is not.
That's a record.
That is a record. Yes, they are benign most of the time, but they still can cause a lot of annoying symptoms.
Yeah, this may not be cancerous, but this isn't benign size.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, and they cause a lot of symptoms. So just for a typical woman, not talking about this particular woman who I'm sure had a number of different issues, but you can have heavy periods, longer periods, pain with sex, problems with constipation, problems with urination. So you can have a lot of different types of things going on, and it can get kind of annoying even for a typical woman. So that woman who didn't have it removed before, just for personal reasons, she declined surgical intervention. That was a tough life.
So obviously this needs surgical intervention, but what can women do, since over half of women will have fibroids? What can women do?
So it depends. A lot of fibroids won't cause any symptoms, and in that case, you don't necessarily have to do anything. But depending upon the size, the location, and what your reproductive desires are, like all of those things determine what you can do. If you just have mild symptoms, then maybe you can take some birth control pills or take some ibuprofen to help with the symptoms. If you need surgical intervention, then there are things like myomectomies, and that's basically where you remove the fibroid, but you leave the uterus intact so women can still carry babies. You can do a uterine artery embolization. There are other procedures you can do. The definitive treatment would be a hysterectomy. So that's the only way to guarantee that fibroids won't come back. What I will say, though, is if you are not done having children and you go to a doctor and they immediately jump to hysterectomy, get a second opinion, get a third opinion, because you have options. So don't let someone just take your uterus out when you're 30 years old and you're not done having children. But the point is, don't let your doctor just jump to a hysterectomy if you're not done with your uterus.
Very good point. The other thing this highlights is just how important it is to have an established relationship with your doctor so that they can monitor and put together a personalized plan.
Go to freeoffibroids.com.